Now, November 27th, 1980, Thanksgiving
26th.
Day. No, it's the 27th. You're wrong again, just like in the taste test last year.
It's the 26th.
This is November 27th, 1980. It's now 8:44 in the evening. We've had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. We know it's been about a year since we had a session of this type, and we want to have another one to see how the Rosenbaum family is progressing 1 year later.
How do you know
Now-
we're progressing?
How do I know we're progressing?
Yes.
Well, that's a good question, and maybe in a few minutes we'll find out whether you are or whether you're not. Okay, now if you'll give me the camera, I would like to look at the three of you guys. Andy, look up here. Now, why don't you all stand up in front of the camera so we can see how tall you are. Now stand up over there.
Sit in front of the camera.
Spectacular.
You know, stand over in the other end of the room. To go over by the. All right, you want to stay there? Okay.
Alright.
Look how tall Andy.
Cut out.
Noogie.
Okay, Andy, can you tell us how much you weigh?
110.
Really?
Yes. Well, I'll check your scale now.
And Larry, can you tell us how much you weigh?
Don't turn my scale, you'll break it, Larry.
253. No, 153.
And Josh, how about you?
That's pounds.
How much do you weigh, Josh, in kilograms?
Ounces. 253.
Ounces.
How much do you weigh, Josh?
200 tons. No.
And how much? Wait, Andy,
Wait,
stand
I
next to
weigh-
Josh.
I
Let's see
weigh
if who's taller.
100 pounds and
Let's
You don't
see.
weigh.
all
You weigh
of its muscle.
97.
I weigh 100 pounds.
I saw you get weighed, and you only weigh 97.
I weigh 100 pounds and it's all muscle.
Yeah, it's all flab anyway. You don't weigh.
All
100.
muscle. I
Let's
weigh
go.
100 pounds. Look at this.
We'll see.
Look at this.
All right. All right.
Look at this.
Okay, enough. Let's not have a war at this time. Now let's ask
Wait.
the mama how much she weighs.
Come on, Babs.
Here is Babs of the Beach, 1980.
Really weigh about 170.
And I think you can all see that there. If you can't, we'll show you very well.
Don't waste your film on that. You
Teach
can't
me
see the beautiful
tonight.
color. The color is orange.
Come on, let's go.
Oh yes, the feet.
I'm still 5'6".
Okay, how do you put this thing on pause?
Press the button.
Where?
Right there.
This one.
Yeah, you better stop it.
Okay, you got it?
Do
You
you want to
stop?
play that? Huh?
Now we're continuing with this taping session, and what we have in store and in plan is a
Don't do that.
compilation and a summary of what's gone on in the Rosenbaum clan for the last year, from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving. It appears that the first major event of the new year, was in February of 1980 when we took a trip to the Virgin Islands.
Grouch.
Andy,
Shut up.
Andy,
Idiot.
please tell us your impressions of the trip to the Virgin Islands, what you liked the most about it.
No, my bar mitzvah was a major.
Josh, he's talking to me. Unless your name is.
Grouch.
I figured Daddy said Andy, you know.
All right, come on, Andy, speak up.
Well, what was my favorite part about the Virgin Islands?
Yeah.
Well, I liked
Don't do that.
to dive in the. Not to dive, to go out snorkeling in the sea.
Did you
And
see
like-
the sharks?
No, we saw some barracudas. They were about 3 feet long. One swam right in front of my mask. Larry, another kid, and I went out around the island. Josh didn't go because he's afraid. And we went around the island. We saw a lot of interesting forms of sea life, which
How
I'm
long-
now learning biology.
How long a swim was it?
Took about at least a half hour. Don't you say, Larry?
Did you step on any sea urchins while you were there?
Josh.
Dad, it was 25 feet of water. I think it's kind of hard to step on sea urchins when there's 25 feet of water.
How many
I'm not that
lizards
tall.
did you catch?
I don't know, about 13, 20 the whole trip.
Did you catch any more lizards?
Jeff
Andy?
probably had
Well,
about
for
the
one
same.
thing, they're more like geckos. We tried to catch one that was in a big one that was in our tent once, and they bite. It's only a little pinch though, and it's not.
It can hurt Josh,
It
but
doesn't
not
hurt.
anybody else.
It hurts maybe for a couple seconds because it's just a little
You
bit of
think those-
stimulation. pain,
That's
but
You
it
think-
doesn't.
Was that the night that you couldn't fall asleep just until we got the lizard out of the tent?
Gosh.
Lizard? No,
That's
no, no.
Mum's
No, I think that was me about the bug.
Oh wait, just a minute. Yeah.
Well,
some kind of bug.
are those little lizards what was causing all the bites on my legs, or was that just?
That didn't bite.
No, those were probably mosquitoes, because I've seen big mosquitoes. Also, you know, we had a lot of geckos all over the top of our tent. There were about 10, 15 crawling around in our tent, on the top. And I've also seen many others on all the other tents, and they're crawling all over the place, and all over the trees and everything. And we tried to address this. We once caught 15 in one pit inside the beach, which we put it in this
Okay.
little hole.
Now, Mom, can you tell us what your favorite part of the Virgin Islands trip was?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I think my favorite part of the Virgin Islands was the food that Larry was able to get.
What
The
about the
coconuts.
water that you weren't able to drink?
The coconuts, they were wonderful. The fact that we had no food except macaroni and cheese for 7 weeks. and tuna
Yes,
fish
but it was
and
hard
water.
shaking the
The first day we had
macaroni,
hamburgers.
macaroni off the trees.
The first day we had hamburgers, which Larry dug up.
And coconuts
I
and
remember Josh found that chow mein in a tree. No, I don't. I think the nicest part was going to a hot place in the winter. Don't you?
I like going to. I like. It's too bad that we didn't go to
Larry-
McDonald's after.
Larry, let me
That would've been the
hold
whole
the camera
trip.
and point it at
let me
you.
hold it.
Larry, what did you find most intriguing and interesting about the trip?
Well, the thing I found most intriguing.
Josh, hold it. Go ahead.
She whiz. The
Gee
thing,
whiz.
the thing I found most intriguing and interesting about the trip was that we could come back and say that we found the trip intriguing and very interesting on the videotape.
That was a great answer. This is original.
Okay.
Here, I'll take over now.
Okay, now, is it on pause?
No.
Now the next thing.
Right.
It's on. See, there's a little red light there somewhere.
Oh, in other words, when the red light's
Yeah, the
on,
red
it's
light's
working?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry, you're
All
gonna
right.
take over bugging.
Why don't you focus, Josh?
Yeah,
I'm
it
out
would
of
be
focus.
it's right.
There. Josh, don't put your fingers in front of
Larry,
it.
Josh can do it. Oh, jeez.
All right.
Okay, it's okay. It's all right now.
Now, Josh, the next thing we want to talk about is 1980, the year of the electronic games. The electronic games came into their own. The games that caused Josh and Andy to spend hours in their own rooms and play with those little dots and dashes and bumps and noises and whistles. And which one, Andy, was your favorite?
I don't know, probably the newest one of our selection, the electronic Coleco football game.
Why don't you go get it and show it to the TV, Andy?
Well, I don't feel like it, Dad. I am in a hurry. You see, I want to watch. Get out of here. I want to watch A Christmas Carol. Oh, and that's my favorite
That's
show.
nothing for a Jewish boy to say.
How about a
Well,
hot
no, but Dad, you saw the play. I remember you thought so
Oh, that's a
highly
good
of
one.
it.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, this one's a good one.
Or do
This
you
is
want
the
to watch the
movie.
cartoon?
It's not the cartoon. It's a movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And
So
I
let's turn
think
it
I
off and do
think-
this tomorrow.
I think it would be a good idea if we postpone this
Give
for
me
a few.
that photo, Jonah.
All right,
I think you're sideways.
all right, Larry, take over again because we want to hear what Josh has to say about. Josh, what do you have to say about the electronic games?
Why don't you let Larry, Andy try it?
Yeah, let me.
Well,
He's ready. He can.
I gotta say that the games in itself are exciting when I first get them, but as I learn to master them, I can honestly say that
True.
they're really easy. You know, I mean,
boring. It gets boring.
first we got pinball, right? All right, so
That's
then
not an electronic game. Not a little.
oh, what do you think it is?
It's
you
like-
put it in your pocket, maybe no,
yeah,
but it's an
Josh, you can
electronic
try
game.
it.
All
It's
right,
not
so
a
then-
pocket electronic.
So then we start mastering pinball. We got that like maybe 4 years ago, something like that. We haven't been playing it in about 2 months. And so we get billiards. That's not an electronic game, but still, when we first got it, we were real crazy about it.
That way.
Now it's boring. I mean,
What's interesting to you?
Tell me, Josh,
Interesting.
what is interesting?
baseball. Baseball. You see, right now we may be watching this maybe 20 years. Right now the Red Sox stink. If in the year 2000, when this is next watched, and the Red Sox are any good, I'm telling you now that they have progressed a whole lot because they are bad now, you know?
You can't get these kids anything because everything is boring.
So it seems to me that any game that we get you guys is worthless because it can't entertain you for more than a few minutes or hours. You guys have an insatiable appetite for these new gadgets,
Throw
don't
your
you?
Milton Bradley stocks.
All right.
Maybe you should buy Milton Bradley stocks because you have to keep on replacing
Yeah,
these
but how
games
many
with new
times
games.
can you be built?
Let's get
Well,
Larry's
I
opinion.
don't know. Okay, well anyway, the electronic games
Okay,
seem to be a passing fancy.
Switching time.
At least to this point.
Brain.
Larry, bring your Harvard essay over here, will you?
oh, you're kidding.
I want him to read some of it.
His Harvard essay?
Next, we want to talk about the great day on September 6th, 1980.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
What happened, Josh Rosenbaum, on September 6th, 1980?
Face to behold.
Well, I went up to this podium at about, I'd say, approximately 9:45, and
Andy, if you're going to play with the camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
forget it.
I went up there and I said a certain piece of the Torah, a Haftorah, which took me about 5-10 minutes, which I made about $1,000. So I'd say it's pretty good. That's more than that's a lot of money for each minute. So
What did
If I can do that from now on. that's higher than the minimum wage.
Stand
So
up, Andy.
That's
Well, I
good.
like this. I like this.
now, what I can say about the bar mitzvah was it was quick. I expected to be a little more nervous, but when I got up there, it really wasn't. It was pretty good.
Can you sing just a part of it
Can
for
you
us?
sing
All
a
right,
part of
sing.
your Haftarah for us, okay?
I-
Do it for us. Go ahead.
All right, now this is the beginning of the
Still,
Haftorah. This is the first portion, which I'll sing. So she's Sparanoi, Tagel, Nashi,
Still, Andy.
Big deal.
Hold the camera.
That's not part of
Ooh,
it.
so
She held shiny. Big Deyesha, Mil Sedeka, Yatani. Kakatan, Yahe.
Come on,
To be
Josh.
continued.
Come on, Josh.
Let's
Continue.
go on.
Okay. Paranoid.
That was.
Now, I don't want
Is the red light on, Josh?
Yeah.
That was an example of the Haftarah of Josh's bar mitzvah, which was a glorious
Don't
day
do
on
that.
September 6th. It was sunny, it was warm. We had 75 loving people who never saw the bar mitzvah boy after he finished the Haftarah. He just disappeared into the basement with his friends and cousins and had a marvelous time and
Did
just
that bother you that we didn't see
collect-
the bar mitzvah boy?
and he collected all the loot and really seemed to come out ahead. I think the day was agreed by most everyone who attended to be a huge success.
A huge success.
Huger? Next, we want to hear briefly from Larry, who is beginning his quest for college. Early in the fall, we took a few field trips to look at some colleges that he aspires
God,
to.
look at those feet.
These include
You could really, your feet are so
some of the
big.
Ivy League colleges, as well as some of the smaller Little Three colleges,
They call me Bigfoot.
such as Williams, Amherst,
Don't play with the camera.
Brown, Yale, and what's that place in Cambridge? Harvard. Yeah, Harvard. It appears that Larry has a certain affection for Harvard, and it'll be interesting in a matter of only about 3 weeks from now before
Only
we know
3
whether
weeks? Oh my
Harvard
God,
has
that's
a similar
scary.
affection
3
for
weeks.
Larry. Larry worked hard on his application.
His
He had a
English.
considerable degree of help from his mama, and a wonderful application was put together. We hope that his letters of recommendation were also
Keep the camera
equally as
straight.
wonderful. And we now are going to ask Larry to read from his personal essay
Copy.
to let us know just what he was thinking as a personal essay to convey to Harvard.
We have
Larry,
to
you're
aim
on.
that Larry will be happy anywhere he goes because he's such a wonderful student that he'll get a lot out of any school that he goes to.
All right,
Really?
Larry, tell us,
Larry?
read us your essay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
The application essay. The word is out. Forget about your SATs and achievement tests. They're not as important as they used to be. Ignore your high grades, class rank, and all of your extracurricular activities. Your competitors are all super achievers. Disregard your personal interview. It is too subjective. It all boils down to the essay on the application form. Want a perfect vehicle for the aspiring scholar. Impress them with your sincerity, your integrity, and your maturity. Well, more importantly, be unique. The importance of this task occupied my waking hours. Everyone had advice. My mother, who still strains my orange juice,
What?
said, "Let me do it. You'll get in for sure." My father borrowed every available book on the technique required to scale the ivy wall. Somehow he feels guilty about not being an alumnus. My brothers, knowing my tendency to be overly verbose, suggested I make it short and to the point for once.
I said that. I didn't say that.
So we lied a little.
Shut your mouth, you little...
You lie. Shut your old brain.
Go ahead.
My friends were silent as competitors are wont to be.
What friends?
Perhaps the most valuable advice I received was from the successful applicants who were presently enrolled in the schools that I visited. Their essays ranged from the bizarre ramblings of a class clown to the astute pronouncements of a valedictorian. They were as honest and individual as the personality which composed them. This gave me the courage to submit the following code. I tried hard. I did well, and I will be an asset to Harvard.
Is that it?
Thank you.
That is it.
Originally, we
Yeah.
put, I tried hard, I did well, and everybody likes me, but then we thought that was just too... What'd you think of that, Josh?
You think
Fantastic.
that was a good essay, Josh?
It was
Okay, now
satisfactory.
I want to go on now to Andy and Josh and the highlight of their year, which was the year of the wiffle ball
League.
league. Tell us, Andy, in just a few paragraphs, well chosen, compact, and erudite, your
The faces, Josh.
Hold on.
Oops.
summary and impression
You have
of
to get
wiffle ball.
something. Can I say something about my life in this house?
Indigestion.
You don't count. I mean,
Well,
Be
I
quiet.
don't want like this.
we'll get to you.
I was one of the stars of the football league against Mike. And I'm going to show you my batting form. Oh! Nice pitch, Larry. Give me another.
Put that down.
No, you're gonna ruin my pillow.
Strike.
Yeah, that was a fun. Okay, I'm gonna show you my batting form. You see, I was a top league hitter in the league last year,
No, 3
right in front of Mike. Now this is what you call the closed stance.
Josh, give me.
This is what you call the closed stance. When you put the bat up, you see, this is how Josh bat. Okay, I want to show you an example of how Josh batted. He put the bat up like this, he choked up, and when the ball came, he hit me like that. And I fell down every time we hit. Now this is me. I put the bat way back, and I pictured the ball as Josh's head. And when the ball came in, I swung as hard as I can. And it went far every time.
Let me show you how it's really done, right? Give me
No, it's my bad. You see, I am going to plan a wiffle ball league that's going to be very organized and successful next year. And Larry's going to be one of our directors for one of our games with this camera. Larry. Yes, Larry, over the summer he'll be here. I
You know,
hope.
actually, maybe you could reach the camera out the back window.
Yes. That's what we've been trying to do.
Well,
And we have to get it.
The problem is you only have 2 people in the wiffle ball league.
No, we have 4.
What's your
Still, that's all-
impression,
that's all
sir, of the wiffle ball league?
Out of 4 people, man, I finished 3rd in the batting race, you know.
Who's
That's
fourth?
way down there.
No.
Who's 4th? Well,
You were
actually,
4th.
you see, we had
Andy's 3rd.
a series of about 6 people playing in the league at the same time usually.
At the most.
Occasionally, we could get them all in the same time at the field, but by the time they could get there, I mean, there's usually about it was usually too late to start playing. I mean, it was just ridiculous the way we could get them together. It was impossible, so we really couldn't have a good league. Next year, what we're going to try to do is just try to narrow the league down to just 2 teams of 2 people. If you think that's kind of hard to believe, well, you're right, because being one person handling the entire infield and outfield and 1 pitcher, you say,
Well,
Long enough.
kind of strange.
I don't know what's more boring. You're talking about wiffle ball or me conducting these interviews.
Oh,
But
definitely
anyway,
you.
we
Hey, let me
want to
go.
do something interesting, so we have
All right,
to
I'll do
see-
something interesting.
the
My bar
one
mitzvah
woman
more.
of the
My
house.
bar mitzvah more.
Oh, you want to say something more
I-
about your bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I just want to say, seriously, it was the probably the best moment of my life so far.
That's great.
And throughout the day, it was very fun and flowing. I mean, it wasn't really boring, of course not, for my bar mitzvah. I can say that I really had a great time. It was really fun. It was nice to see everyone again for
Can you
about at
say-
least a couple minutes.
Can you
know?
say, Josh, you tried hard, you did well, and you cleaned up?
Well, I can say I cleaned up, but I can't say I tried hard and did well.
Josh, Andy, please put the bat down. It's getting me nervous.
I know how to control a bat.
Okay, now we're going to talk to your mother,
Except when a
the only woman in the house, and she is going to be asked to tell us about her major experiences of the year, which involve her artwork and her advances in art.
Well, the truth of the matter is,
Do you want to hold this for me, Mom, please?
the group that you saw so disgracefully
No, you have to
displayed previous to my appearance has occupied my time night and day, and I've been so busy doing menial things around this house that my true career, my brilliant career, has not started.
My brilliant career.
My brilliant career will start as soon as these dummies get out of the house.
Oh, should I go out of the room?
Out of the house.
Out of the
Like, next year Larry is flying the coop, and I'm taking his room over as a studio.
No, you won't.
And then Andy is leaving, and I'm going to take his room over as a sitting room, and Josh's room is going
The
to be a sewing
bathroom.
room.
No way.
So I think that once they leave, my brilliant career will start. Right now, I'm just in the kitchen all the time, in the laundry room, and
Where you
cleaning up, and
belong.
yeah, in a woman's place. So I'm eagerly awaiting these kids
Departure.
flying the coop. I don't think there'll be any empty nest syndrome in this nest. Okay? Have I made my... But otherwise than that, I think I have great talent, and someday I'll be rich and famous if I should live so long.
Can you show us some examples of your work?
No.
Too late.
Dad,
I'm too tired.
request permission to
Oh, one of my things was just...
depart in order to leave.
Permission granted.
Depart in order
I
to
think we
leave.
have a pretty good picture of the status. but
Yeah.
that's it now.
I think.
Does everybody agree that we have completed a very successful taping session indicative of the status of the family in
No.
1980?
Otherwise, it'd be boring. It was
Andy,
Let me see the
be
next
quiet.
one, babe.
Andy still thinks that there's a difference between CNC
Oh,
and
well.
Coca-Cola.
No, forget about
we're
that. It's
40
all in the
years
past.
old
I
and we
don't
do
care.
this.
I just hate CNC.
When you're 40 years old, Andy, we do this again for the 30th time.
30th time. I understand.
You still think that's easy.
So, Dad, do I have the permission?
This,
Is that over?
Wait, Dad's gonna get...
wait, this is Dad Rosenbaum
Signing off.
signing off for 1980. See you again soon. Watch not through statements.
Dad always gives a very boring introduction.
All right.
That's all right, go ahead.
Okay. Ready?
But don't take so many feet. Take
Okay, go.
Good evening.
Good
It's now, if I check my electronic watch, it's June 25th, 1981, and we're all here tonight. And let's have Larry give a panning shot of the entire family,
That's what I'm doing.
including Grandma Dorothy. There's Josh. Hi, Josh. And there's Mom. Very good, Mom. Let's see Andy. And there's little Larry.
That's Larry.
That's Larry. How about Andy? Let's get him in focus. I mean, Andy is in focus. And our guest and the number one person in the family, Grandma.
Yay.
And all my loved
Okay.
ones.
And of course, the old guy. Hi there, folks.
No feet, please.
No feet, no feet.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's June 25th, 1981. It's been several months since we had a taping session, and lots of things have happened, none of which I remember. However, I'll make an effort to say a few words.
Larry.
Firstly, Larry graduated on June 7th, 1981 from high school, and he won the prize as class intellectual. Do us something intellectual.
He's showing the head. Beautiful compliment.
Okay. Does anybody else want to say something about what they did between the beginning of 1981 and now?
We went to Puerto Rico.
Andy says we went to Puerto Rico as a family during the February vacation of 1981. And what was the highlight of the trip to Puerto Rico, Andy and Josh?
Well, the highlight was
Are
Florida.
these the legs of a
afterwards.
mother?
Please move your legs.
The highlight, Andy said, was Florida afterwards. Now, what did you like about Florida?
No, I liked Disneyland, Disney World. I also liked Puerto Rico. The beach was pretty good. It's hot there all the time though, like it is now.
That's the good thing about it.
Right, the good waves though, weren't there?
Yeah, the
And
waves
nice
were all
hotel.
right.
And how'd you like going to the El San Juan? Wasn't that kind of fun?
Yeah, El San Juan was good.
I
It was
swam in
really
every
Mom
pool.
swam in every pool
Right?
of every hotel.
Every
near
hotel. I
Vista
made it. It
Verde.
was like a contest. How many
Right.
pools I could swim in?
Right. How about you, Josh? What did you find? What did you like about Puerto Rico?
Josh didn't like anything.
Josh
Well,
is just
True.
very sad these days because the Boston Red Sox are on strike along with 19 other Major League Baseball teams.
It doesn't
Josh is
matter.
lost.
I don't care really. Well, what I liked about Puerto Rico really was, I guess walking around at night. The beach really wasn't that great. I don't know why I like it so much.
Cheese.
It's just really,
Tell us something.
in Puerto Rico, every 2 minutes it would rain. Every 2 minutes it would rain, and then 2 minutes later it would have a lot of sunshine. Very on and off weather. That's why I didn't
Did you
really
like
like the
the place
beach
we stayed?
particularly. Yeah, we stayed in a nice condominium.
We had our own kitchen.
We had our own necessities,
We
and
had
the
a lot
food
of
there was
rice.
very
How did-
expensive, although we did eat a lot of
How'd you like the rice?
No macaroni this trip.
Did you like the rice?
Well, yeah, we did have a lot of macaroni, actually. The rice is pretty good, and we played a lot of poker at the table. And all in all, it's just a fantastic, superb, excellent excursion out of the continental United States. Thank you.
Now, the next trip that we had as a family was in the spring vacation to Williamsburg, Virginia, where
Where
Mom
did you
acted
go?
as the general and purchased Patriots passes for Josh and Andy while Dad went to work every day
That was
to
great.
get my tax deduction while you
Very enjoying,
went to see all the
Yeah.
sights at Williamsburg. What was the, let's ask Mom just this question. Mom, what was the highlight of the trip to Williamsburg?
The highlight of the trip, as usual, hinged on the atmospheric conditions.
I wasn't there.
In this case, the prognosis was terrible. We got there and the weather was just horrendous. But just as if a miracle happened. It was sunny. It was beautiful, except for a few showers, but
And an
that's what
earthquake.
made it wonderful. Also, I love Williamsburg. We saw every single
Yeah, I
thing.
think Williamsburg.
We got all our money's worth. We got this Patriot Pass, and we went to every single thing.
In fact, you went to the Governor's Palace how many times? Three
Four
times?
times.
4 times.
Yeah.
And each
would
time,
have been $5.
each time would have been $6 or something
Where did you
like
get
that.
the pass?
You buy it.
Yeah,
It cost $26, I think. Well, this is trivial. Let's.
The
right.
whole family
Okay.
thing?
Well, anyway, it was a wonderful,
I think
wonderful
I
time
understand.
that was had by all. And the boys all finished a successful school year. Andy finishing his sophomore year in high school.
Be great.
And he did very, very well. We haven't seen his report
course.
card yet, but we know that it's going to be
You don't have to worry about
terrific.
anything.
He's a real plus.
We don't worry about anything. He's going to summer school, taking a course in advanced reading so that he can prepare for the college boards.
What fun.
Josh finished the middle school, in which he had some of his ups and downs this year, but the last quarter was triumphant.
He ended in an up.
He made a tremendous up quarter, going from the D in Spanish to an A, which is
Really?
quite
He
remarkable.
just, all I did was
But-
study a little bit.
But it all it took was a little bit of work. And Josh is
think
going to
Puerto
summer
Rico
school
did.
this summer with the idea of doing well enough so that he can get into a higher
Larry,
biology
want me to
course.
take you?
Now,
That's okay.
now we have a special guest.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
The
you.
year has had its problems for the family, and I guess the greatest problem has been Grandma Dorothy and her back problem, which has been around for at least 2 or 3 years. And finally, Grandma Dorothy decided to come up to Springfield and to visit visit the local medical establishment after having tried them out in Florida and maybe in New York as well, to see if they could help her. And we are very happy to say that Grandma Dorothy came up here on June the 1st, and about a day later this was following an initial consultation on the 15th of May with Dr. Peter Goldman in neurosurgery, and she came in for a scheduled admission to the hospital on June 1st and had a myelogram, and 2 days later had a disc operation removing a ruptured disc, which Dr. Goldman said on a scale of 1 to 10 was a number 37.
Dad, excuse me, what's going to happen when they go metric? What are they going to call a myelogram?
All I heard him say was a monster.
Kilometer-gram?
Yeah, it was a monster, really a monster. I wish I had the x-rays here to show you and keep on television for us, but they're not available tonight. But we're very happy to say that Grandma Dorothy, after the operation, did very, very well. And I'm here tonight to present Grandma Dorothy with a special certificate of good health. And it says, Gerald Rosenbaum presents Dorothy Berkowitz with this certificate of good health, I don't know if you can read it, and the hope that you will grow stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally every day of your life. Let go. Since high spirits and a positive outlook will contribute to a healthier and happier you, always strive to maintain them. Even if you do encounter any difficult days, try to keep your inner strength and your will to be well foremost. Please accept this certificate, and may you be blessed with good health forever.
It's a new birth certificate. Thank you, Doc. You're precious.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, and I love everybody. To me, this family is my heart. And without the love and care I got here, the operation would never have been successful.
Tell us about your cocoon.
And I have the most wonderful cocoon here. Nobody can take it. When I come, that's going to be mine. But I'll be well.
Well, Grandma's talking about the special setup that we have in our living room of a good bed with a southern exposure right near the patio, where Grandma gets the morning sun and the evening breezes.
And the whole nice door open, and a whole yard, a whole park, and facing me.
So, Mom, how do you feel?
So how do you feel, Mom? Why don't you get up and show us how you feel?
I'm going to show you.
Get up and take a walk here.
Tap dance.
Okay. You can walk around holding your certificate.
Can you tap dance now?
Boy, and this woman cannot move 2 weeks ago. Isn't that amazing? That's
Come on, let's see, Larry.
super. Larry, you're getting Grandma.
I am.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank
Any
you for
further
taking
book?
care of me, darling. Mwah. And thank you for taking care of me. Oh, little sleepy boy. And most of all, my darling daughter, my precious child. All right. And my best. Without him, nothing would be good.
Okay.
And
Now,
Larry?
Kiss the camera.
Josh, do you want to handle the camera now and take Larry?
Now, Larry,
Josh,
let Josh become the
Thank you.
photographer.
Do it.
And Larry wants to ask Grandma a few questions about the old days.
Yeah, Larry, ask a few questions. I'm going to frame
Come here, Larry. Ask Grandma a few questions about the old days.
Old days?
Yeah. You were asking Grandma some questions the other night. Don't you
I didn't
know
ask
about
her
the
any
history of the
questions.
family?
Oh,
Ask me.
Come on.
I was just wondering, like, who our did our grandparents come from?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
my
we-
grandparents,
where's
my
your
father
grandparents?
and mother, you mean?
Yeah.
Your grandparents. Well, they were in Russia, then Poland. Russia took over Poland.
Yeah.
And,
Is that in the last century?
yes.
Yeah.
My mother came here in
About when was that?
1901, mother came.
Yeah.
My father came before.
Yeah.
And,
That's your mother and father. But what about your grandparents?
oh, I don't know anything about my
And they don't know where
grandparents.
did they come
They're
from?
his
Vilna? Did they
grandparents.
come from
Oh,
Vilna?
Vilna Gabarna, yeah.
That whole family came from this
Yeah.
place, Vilna.
Vilna.
Because that's where our family came from, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Landsman.
Landsman, yeah, we're all, what do they call those things? I can't remember.
Wait, Vilna what? Bavaria?
Vilna
Vilna
Gubernia.
Gubernia.
Vilna
Gubernia
Gubernia.
is the city, and Vilna is the village like, you know.
What was
You
your
live in the
first
sa-
memory?
same village?
No, in Russia.
Graham?
Oh, well, they were all little villages and
What was your
counties.
first memory, Mom,
My first memory?
when you were little?
Yeah, when you were a
Oh,
little
I
girl.
remember when I was about 2 years old, and
Andy,
we were living in a tenement house, you know, and my mother was sitting in the very, very, this
Watch the,
comes from
watch
front,
the,
really very often. My mother was sitting in the back, in the backyard with some other people, and they had a big basement like you have over here, you know, with the door
Where was this?
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, that's where you were born.
I was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they had those wooden cellar doors, you know.
Josh, don't come
So
anymore.
a little boy went down there. I was about 2.5 years of age, and I followed. And I fell down.
you remember that?
I remember very distinctly. My mother was so frantic that she jumped through the window, the basement
You
window,
can come a little closer.
to pick me up. I remember that very clearly. And I remember a lot of little things.
But that was your first memory.
Yeah. And my brothers were very good to me. They were wonderful.
All three of them?
The three of them, they were, especially my brother Sam. He,
Uncle Sam? Is that
Yeah.
the one I met?
No,
no,
he died.
he drowned, yeah.
He's the one that drowned.
Well, I thought that was Lazarus.
His
That was
father.
his father.
Huh?
That's his father.
Lazarus.
Elijah's his father.
Oh, okay.
And he and myself were very, very close.
How,
Very,
how much
very
older
close.
was he than you?
2 years.
You it must have been very hard for you when he died.
Oh. His and Paul's were the worst shocks in my life. I can't never forget him. He used to say, "I'm sorry you're my sister. Yeah, I'm really sorry." He never went out when we got older, unless he had somebody to take me, or nobody, he would take me.
He was 2 years older than you were?
Very bright. He got the fellowship from Rabbi Wise, social work, after he graduated NYU. We got the scholarship, fellowship. That time, $1,500 was a lot of money. And the day that he was drowned, he had received an appointment for a settlement house in Chicago.
Oh, he would have moved to Chicago?
How did he drown?
Well, they were in Lake Ronkonkoma, and my brother Dave had a place with some friends, and they were there for the summer. Brother Sam and his terrible wife, and Larry was 2 years old, and they, you know, they're big shots. They thought a 2-year-old child could take care of themselves, and they were rowing across the lake, and they put the kid in the middle of the canoe.
Oh, it was a canoe?
A rowboat.
A rowboat.
And one was on one side and the other was on the other side. And he put his hand, Larry, I'll call him Larry, he doesn't want to be called Lazarus, put his hand in the water, he fell in the water. And my brother Sam, who was really a very good swimmer, jumped in after him. But as he jumped in, his oar fell in, and she swung the oar and she hit him on the nose, and he lost consciousness.
my
That's how he
goodness.
drowned. But he saved the boy.
Wow, that's
And
tragic.
the last time I saw him was at Saul's, what do you call it?
Bris?
Bris, yeah. He was his godfather.
Hmm.
And that was the last time I saw him. Then I came home, and my brother Dave came in the house, and he said, "I got news for you." And Dad went there 2 days before to spend the day with them in the country. Came back, you know. And my brother Dave says, "I got some news for you." I said, "Yeah, really, what?" And I was all alone, and he told me. And I was very weak after. He was a very big baby, Saul. And I just come home.
Oh, gosh.
And it was very sad. It still is sad for me.
Yeah, I know.
A fact I don't even like to talk about.
Well, maybe that was the wrong thing to talk about.
And,
Well, anyway, you
but
had
a lot of happiness.
3 wonderful men in your life.
Oh, I did.
You really did. They got better, progressively better.
The last one was the best.
Yeah, he was
It's not nice
wonderful.
to say, but it's
No,
the
why
truth.
not? If it's true,
It's the truth. He was just,
it doesn't hurt anybody.
in every way, he was gracious and
Oh, he was
grateful.
incredible.
Grateful, and he wasn't envious of anybody,
No.
and used his hands and his mind together. And he loved good music, and it was really beautiful.
He was wonderful. I never saw him
He was
wonderful.
really, and he loved the family so very much, this family especially. Saul he couldn't get close to. Well,
He was close to Marty.
yes, Marty was very fond of him, yeah. They talked shop together, and
He was a
Very
marvelous
nice,
man.
yeah.
Really the best.
yeah. He liked Martin's Barbara too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They were very, very nice.
Should we play what we have already, or what? See how it worked out.
Well, we'll show Grandma.
And
well-
the best things in life are Jerry to me. To me, he's like he's precious, that's all. Just precious. He and, of course,
Well, on that.
Barbara, oh, like this.
High, and housing is not just expensive, it's outrageous. So once you get the employees, you have to keep them.
And myself, we had a Spanish friend, and he used to come to the house, and he said, you know, I'm going to make you Miss America. So my brother Sam became very alarmed. He was afraid that, you know, he would
Okay,
get
now
friendly with me. So he
we're back on the air and recording again, and we want to continue for a few minutes with a little conversation in Spanish by Josh
No, I
Rosenbaum.
don't remember anything.
No.
Do you remember anything in Spanish, Josh?
Say
He
out
doesn't
loud.
remember anything. He's been on
No, I take him out.
All right, what do you want to tell us?
What's your favorite course?
I don't know what to say.
You just said that you wanted to talk.
You just said you wanted to talk. Why don't you ask?
Well,
You want to
I
ask?
have
Do you want to ask?
questions,
Do you want to ask Grandma a question?
Just talk.
Ask Grandma a question about her history, because you know you don't get much chance to find out.
I've
Your
only been
family
taking
tree.
Spanish for a year, you know. I
No.
don't-
Well, then let's forget about Spanish.
Oh,
Let's talk about in English.
All right.
Was I happy
Where
when
were
you
you
were
born? Where were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn.
How far were you born from Ebbets Field?
Not far from Evansville, about 5 minutes.
Did you ever go to the ball game?
Sure, I used to go with my brother Sam.
Yeah.
And
Were
mostly,
the Dodgers your favorite team?
I don't know, his favorite team was mine. But naturally they were hometown, weren't they?
Sure. You always liked the hometown team.
do you think it was better being a child then or now?
I was stupid. I was always in the background, you know. I never had a room of my own. I had to have a folding cot in the dining room. And it wasn't,
So it's better now.
oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back.
No. Even the life was so simple then.
Well, I don't know, it was simple. It was, worrisome. And after all, my father was very, always, when he was 45, he retired. He was a tailor, not a tailor, he was a baster
Not even a tailor, but a baster.
a baster in the tailoring
Yeah.
business.
What-
But
That's
at
really
that
expensive.
time, there was one of that and shoemakers were the lowest. Now they're very well paid. So when he was 45, well, look at me there. When he was 45, he retired, and he said that the children will take care of him.
Jerry, you're about 45.
That's a good deal. You think I can
Yeah.
retire? You think my kids will take care of me?
Yeah. And when I did go and I worked and went to school and went to night school and everything, and then I got this, well, anyhow, it wasn't easy.
But it might have been better if you had a more understanding family.
Yeah. Well, they were very good. My boys were very good. They didn't marry the right people, that's all. Brother Sam was roped in.
Yeah, but Dave was married to the right person for him.
For him, yeah, but he was a big snob. Money was his main object
Gee.
in life.
Then the only one that you really feel close to that you grew up with is Sam.
That's right. He was my
And
buddy.
he died young.
He was really my buddy.
What age was he? Was he the one killed in the
Yeah, he was the one killed. How old was he? About 30-something?
He was 29.
29.
How old was Larry at that time?
2 years old.
Lazarus was,
Larry's about 8 months older than Marty.
oh, I
What
see.
year was this?
1920. Where would that be? 1929.
Yeah, my
No, 1920. Yeah, see, it was a rush marriage. All of a sudden, they had to get married, and he wasn't happy with her.
She was awful.
Oh, she was terrible.
My first memory is being carried by you. I remember it was a very crowded street in probably was North Bergen, and I remember being wrapped in a blanket and being carried and seeing all the bustling activity. And then you took me downstairs into a clinic or something, and a doctor put me on the table.
Oh, you had to get a shot.
So how old was I?
A measles. It was measles, I think. You weren't even about a year old.
That was my first memory. The strangest sensation I remember is being carried.
Yeah, I
Being
can't.
completely defenseless. Like a year?
For about a year. We had to get those shots, you know, the
Diphtheria.
measles, diphtheria shots.
It's interesting that I remember being carried just as much.
And I.
Oh, thanks a lot.
What is it?
Distemper.
That's what I
I didn't bite her.
Larry had a tough day. He worked all day at the hospital. And Josh had a tough day all day in bed, flying there.
And what time do you have to start tomorrow, Larry? What time?
Huh?
What time do you start tomorrow?
Well, right
In the
now
morning?
I'm,
Well, you gotta go to
Well, what are you doing, Larry? Where are you working this summer?
I'm doing very stimulating work in the kitchen.
Are you a dishwasher?
Coffee and tea stimulators.
What are you doing in the kitchen? What is your usual job?
My regular job, my,
Ask him how he enjoyed the birthday party yesterday.
That's right.
Oh,
Right.
I
Yesterday there was a birthday party for you. How old are you?
oh, yeah, Cindy Hafer and Nancy Jennings.
All these girls, I'll tell you, they came rushing over.
Boy, oh boy.
And
There's big
brought a
man
cake
Kansas
over to
City.
the front lawn, and
And
I thought they
Carrie
were.
came and was missed because Larry wasn't here.
She was
stayed.
so happy about that.
Well, there was no arrangement that she made.
Too bad that she didn't make an arrangement to
I hope
with
she
you,
has-
or should I say an appointment with you, since you're so popular.
I'll tell you, yeah, really.
I mean, he's got more girlfriends than anybody else on this block.
Just wait till he gets to
More
school,
girlfriends
my
than a
God. And a sheep. A sheep of it.
They were so excited, those two girls last night here.
I remember they had a little cake outside on the out front, on the lawn outside, and
I thought that they were lighting
Andy
the
saw
lawn
them.
on fire. I didn't know who it was at first.
And
I don't
Andy
know, I just saw them.
them.
Light.
And Andy saw them. And
What
he
were they
came
trying to
downstairs.
light on the lawn? A candle?
Okay, why don't you get Josh his viewpoint of the festivities last night?
No, but it's my party.
Yeah, but you already talked about
Tell us about the party,
I
Josh.
didn't talk more than I.
Oh, come
Well, we
on.
But you didn't tell.
Well,
Larry, you didn't
what
tell
happened
us before
was-
you went to the movies.
Yes, I did. Cindy Hafer.
In
Well-
there you told us?
What?
Did you tell it in there?
Yeah.
What happened was that I went down and Andy went downstairs and he said, Larry, you better come down and see this. And I went down too because I had nothing else to do. I wasn't bored really. I was just had nothing to do. Anyways.
You saw the cake?
Anyways, I saw two girls outside. Well, and I saw lights.
I would think of the Ku Klux Klan.
Something very bright. So I contacted my nearest airport. No, I contacted Larry, and he came outside, and I said, "What the heck is going on here?" And then he said, "Oh, hi," and they ate birthday cake outside and everything. So then Larry came in, and he went to a movie, and then Karen came later, and then just about it. As for me, I'm taking summer school right now. And
What course are you taking?
I'm taking physical science, the exact same thing that we took in September. We're doing right now in physical science in summer school, and it's really brings back memories. I mean, to say the least.
Is it more fun to get an A than an F? or a D or C or whatever you got?
No.
No, I got A's all the time.
Larry,
And everything.
I
so,
mean,
of course.
Josh has learned the error of his ways.
I've
right?
learned the error of my ways. And
What about me?
we just took
Oh,
a quiz
you never
today,
had
Will,
any
and
Oh.
there's only one other person in the entire class who took the course that I took. So we have to be lab partners, and I just hope it works out because we haven't done any labs yet. We're doing math right now.
All right. Okay. All right. What we need now to complete this excellent taping session is a closing statement on this very festive evening of June 25th, 1981. And I think I will turn the stage over in its entirety to Grandma, our special guest, who will tell us in a few words something that will sum up this evening and her stay with us this month. Well, you want to quote? But no, I was going to.
Words can't explain it. I really can't express my love and my gratitude and my good health due to this beautiful, beautiful family. And I hope next year, a year from now, I'll come here dancing down
Broadway.
without any, just to say hello to Dr. Goldman.
Now,
Just hold it straight, hold it even this time.
okay, well, today is, I don't know what today is. It's
April.
Sunday, April the 4th, 1982, as I am again checking with my electronic watch, of which I have a new edition since the last taping of June 25th, 1981, when Grandma was here. Today is a Sunday afternoon. It's supposed to be springtime, but we've had a little bit of snow and hail and a good rain shower last night. And the highlight of this particular day,
Dad talked
however,
so slow. The highlight of this particular day was the
Is that
return
Larry is
tables
home
went out
for-
last night.
is that Larry is home for spring vacation from the college that he attends, which is Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. A long time has passed since the last taping session. Many things have happened. Many things have not happened.
Then read some of the
I
boring
think
speech and just get down
that
to it.
what we want to do is review some of the things of the last year, and to do that, I think I'd like to ask a few questions and make a few statements, and then I'll leave this open for free-form comments. First, we'll
Camera
talk to the
change.
mother of the family. The mother of the family is the artist.
Andy, don't, please.
Is the family artist who, along with Josh Rosenbaum, has the predominant talents in that area. Mom has attained a printing press, which prints things other than money, which I'm sure that she is out to change, in that her artwork should begin to generate a lot of income for her and cause a lot of tax problems. However,
Jerry, Larry, I'm in an angle. Looks like I'm,
Larry doesn't know how to hold the camera.
he's fine.
as far as Andy's concerned,
Why?
since June of 1981, the major things, as I remember,
Andy.
relate to Andy's being on the gymnastics team in the fall and working on
Oh,
what
great.
was a pommel horse. And then early in February, after we met Mr. Merwin Rubin at a party in December while your mother was gallivanting in Florida with her mother and friends, Andy was asked if he was interested in taking a part-time job at a local restaurant, Sea and Salad, and since that time he's worked 2 to 3 nights a week as a busboy and gaining his first employment experiences. Now in April of '81,
Actually,
he's
my
also
second-
beginning
My
to.
second paper.
Sorry, Andy said he's had the paper route for
Right,
several
that's
years,
his
which
point,
is
yeah.
certainly true. Now
point
Andy's
three,
also starting to
paper
think
routes.
about college, and maybe Andy wants to make a few statements or comments about his early thoughts in that area.
I want to go to Harvard. No, I don't know what college I want to go to exactly yet.
You know what colleges you want to, do you have any idea what kind of courses of study you might possibly be interested in?
elementary clam digging.
Garbage can.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
Garbage can design.
Thinking.
Don't forget, this will be replayed at some later date.
All right. Well, let's see.
The faithful
Well,
connection.
I don't know exactly. Maybe something in the maybe a baseball scholarship.
Well, it's obvious that
I don't
Andy
know.
still has a lot of thinking to do.
I don't know.
We've been asking him for 6 months to take the interest test at the high school, but he
Well,
has
you
a
said
certain
you
he has a
finished it.
certain he has a certain answer to that question. And what is that answer when we talk about the
We're
interest
gonna have a
test?
summer
Andy?
taping
What are you
session.
talking
We only
about?
have one a year.
The interest test that Mrs. Patton gave you.
Well, the one that you have right now?
Well, I thought you have it.
No, I gave it to you. Remember you said you'd finish it?
Oh, you gave it to
I
me?
gave it.
Well, I hope it's around.
You said you're the one.
Well,
I said
I
I,
hope
didn't
it's
want to do
around.
it because it was dull.
Okay, now let's put the camera on Josh. And what's happened to Josh since
The camera on Josh
we-
Larry. Go ahead, put it on.
Well, he's lost one friend of his that he tried to cultivate for several years, Mike Achatz, and he's had to grow up and find others. And, now his new friend, other than his dear brother Andy, is Alan Polga. But his major friends are the baseball cards, of which he has several hundred. And the greatest friend, I think, of his is the video game that Grandma Molly and Uncle George sent them, and for which they have now spent more money in software than the hardware item was worth. Their Magnavox Odyssey game, that is. Josh, what's your favorite video game that you play on the Odyssey?
Well, there are many, but I guess my favorite would be the what? Probably it would have to be. My favorite game would probably be Cryptologic.
My favorite's Casey Munchkin.
Very
Josh likes
exciting.
Cryptologic.
You what you do is you type in a certain message into the game board, and the player can't look to see what it is. He has to turn his head, and then you press enter, and the message is deciphered. The message is
Enciphered.
scrambled up.
Enciphered. Deciphers mean to unscramble them. Right?
I don't know, I never heard that word.
That's correct.
Encipher. See, Dad knows.
But
But Josh shouldn't.
anyways, it's all the letters are all scrambled up, and then the player's supposed to get some message, and I think it's really fun.
All right. Now, as far as I'm concerned, my time since last June has not been terribly exciting. At work, after many years of trying, we finally installed a modern computer system, which has kept me very busy and working longer hours than normal, from what your mother tells me.
Oh, isn't it true?
And
Huh?
I've taken a number of business trips, visiting many places in the country, usually not longer than 24 hours or 36 hours at a clip. I guess in the last 3 or 4 months I've been in Tucson, Arizona, Salt Lake City, Utah, and Miami, Florida, as well as to Boston 3 times. So the last 3 months have been very busy. We, as a family, are planning a trip to Washington, D.C., which will be,
Except for Larry.
except for Larry, of course, who will be back at school. The trip to Washington, D.C. will coincide with a professional meeting that I have scheduled at George Washington Medical School, which is located a few blocks from the White House. And that will occur during the spring vacation. Now I think we ought to put the camera on Larry and get some. Andy will hold the camera on Larry, and Larry will tell us some of his impressions of his first year at Brown University. Larry, tell us whether college has been what you expected, and in what ways it has been different than what you expected.
What ways? Well,
how has it been what you expected?
you know, there's a lot going on. There's always something to do.
Did you expect that?
Is it
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He said
right?
expect.
It's what you expected in that way. You get a lot of sleep, like 4 or 5 hours a night.
No, yeah. Well, that's not a lot. It's not very much. I haven't been getting very much sleep.
I see. And has anything occurred in college in your college life that you didn't expect?
I
Put your
expected
feet down.
Troublemaker. I expected to get more sleep. I don't know.
You expect those kids
Well, it's
to wake you up?
yeah. The people, some of the people sometimes are pretty noisy, and plus, you know, Faisal Hussein lives right next door, so I
That's
didn't expect that.
the king's son.
Yeah, the Prince of Jordan. I know the dorm I live in is a small dorm, but it's very cohesive.
How about the courses? Are they about what you expected?
Huh?
Are the courses what you expected?
Yeah, well, the courses take a lot more reading
Larry.
work.
I mean, Andy.
The courses take a lot more reading work than I had in high school. Overall, it takes much more time because you know you only have 4 courses.
Mm. So what, in particular, has been your outstanding experience at Brown?
I don't know. I guess the band. I enjoy the band.
Larry was voted outstanding freshman member of the band. This is for posterity.
Yeah, for
And
posterity.
isn't it true that there's even a plaque with Larry's name on it, and that the hallowed Ivy Halls of Brown, indicating
It's Larry's
his
birthday.
achievement in that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's put the camera on Mom, and Mom is going to tell us the highlights of her life since
boy.
last June.
You know, it's amazing. I'm wearing the same thing now as I did the last session.
You know, I
And this
think
kid
you
is
ought to
still
change
treating
every
me
now
the
and then.
same. The kid is still treating me the same.
No, not the camera.
The highlights
Clarence.
of my life have been
That's his real
providing
name,
and
Clarence.
nurturing for this family, like cooking and baking. In fact, right now I'm reading a book about different things to make for Passover.
Show it to the camera, Mom.
Like, should I make a nut cake?
You gotta.
Banana
Interesting.
cake.
Oh yeah.
And I've been
Josh,
trying
put it
to, really get myself together working my press, but it's very difficult with the family around and with water in the basement. It's not a very pleasant place to be right now because we've had a lot of water. The water main next door broke. But I really have to get my
It's
ass
all
together.
Andy's fault.
I'm sure that one of these days I'm just going to be terrific. Right, Jerry?
Of course.
Right now I'm terrific, yeah.
Now, I would like to hold the camera,
Not-
and I'd like you boys to stand up so we can see just how big you've gotten, and let's sing a song over there. Come on, go over there, Josh. Stand in the corner.
Wake up, Josh.
Go in the corner. Stand by the door. Okay. Let's see. Why don't you stand up next to one another? Let's see how
Stand
you
up.
all
Come
look.
on, you guys stand up. Okay.
Okay, Larry has shrunk.
I shrunk.
Well, it looks like Larry may have shrunk a little bit, but why don't you stand up, please, Larry?
I am.
Stand up.
Okay, wait, I'll grow.
Look at the, oh my goodness, I've heard of rapid growth, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So here it is in April 1982, and Larry is about 6 feet tall, and Andy
He's
is
standing on his toes.
standing on his toes is just a tad shorter, and Josh is coming along.
How much is a tad?
A tad? How much is a tad, Josh? Josh?
Pat?
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to sing a song?
No, Dad.
How about Tom Lair?
Larry can sing
No.
solo.
Okay, these kids do not want to sing a song,
Really?
but I want to sing a
All right, Mom's going to lead us in a song.
song. Just tell me what song I'll sing and I'll sing it.
What song do you know?
You need it, I know it.
I don't know any songs.
Oh, we're really great pair.
This is really
I
a
know.
terrific.
How about the Columbia fight song?
Columbia fight song, fight, fight,
No,
fight, fight.
roar, lion, roar.
Okay. Oh, why don't you take a picture of Andy's bubble? That was a beauty. Andy is a champion bubble blower.
He's also a champion. He can also tell any sodas. He can tell Pepsi from CNC and Coke. He's so
Right.
good at it too.
Hey, Andy, do you like working at the restaurant?
It's all right. Pretty hard work.
Yeah. But it's a good experience for you, isn't it? Hey, Andy, when are you going to learn how to drive?
I already know how to drive.
When are you going to get your license?
Well, as soon as I remember to call.
That's the first step.
That's
Yeah,
a real-
I
that's
have to
very
take some
difficult.
6 driving lessons, and I could drive.
And where are you going to drive to?
Well, it'll work. And there was Fenway Park, and
You can drive yourself to school next year in the snow.
well,
And you can always-
you'll need the car then, so I won't be able to.
You can continue to drive your mother crazy, right?
Uh,
You can drive Dad to work and then drive to school, and then I can have Dad's car.
did Larry do that?
Larry, you didn't drive to school very often in high school.
I don't think he had a license in
Ever.
high school.
Yeah, he
yes,
did.
I did.
He did.
Did
He
you?
took me.
What did I do?
Didn't you
with
have the car for like 2 straight weeks? When
Yeah,
Dad?
that's, well, for a while, like, you...
Where was
Yeah.
Dad away? Dad was away?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I remember Larry taking me home every day after school
Gee.
Yeah.
because of gymnastics.
Wow. We'll see. Some days I don't need the car, right? Hi. I'm like the rose among all the thorns.
Larry's a big door.
Are I not? Is this getting too boring?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like we discussed everything.
This was our life, the Rosenbaum family. Let's discuss real things, like, what do you want to do tonight? Do you want to go to a movie?
Me?
Yeah, do you want to go see Ragtime again?
Can I be ready to watch her?
No, because we're going to see Ragtime.
Well, I can go in by myself.
Oh, I must say that something really special has happened this year. In addition to, thank God, we're all healthy and reasonably happy, we've gotten a great addition to our home. Cable. I remember the old days
Take a
when we
picture
only
of
had
the cable,
3
Dad.
channels. I mean, I'm really an old-timer. We really suffered. Now we have instant entertainment, night and day. You could turn that damn thing on and get something fantastic.
The only thing better
There's no need for
cable is
humans
the Odyssey
anymore.
game.
The old days, no HBO.
Now we
Best
can
entertainment
relate
is the
to a
Odyssey.
machine, and they can tell us the most interesting things, and we never have to answer. And that is really a plus.
Right now, we can choose from 27 channels.
Jerry, do you want me to take you?
27 channels.
27 channels. But there's
Well,
a lot of
26
really
channels.
good things on. There
Yeah,
really
a
are.
lot.
It's not- you don't
Right,
have to be stuck watching all that garbage.
Yeah. But usually, sometimes the cable there's nothing on, but not recently though. Since this is April 4th, usually they have good
And
movies
since
to
Dr. Shu
open up
can't help
the
us out. Right.
Taping sessions
to
in winter,
open
you
up
can't,
the
it's too cold.
Too cold taping here?
to open up
Yeah.
the month. Usually they have
Can't wear
good
shorts and
movies that
Oh,
are
you
just
wanna
recent
wear shorts?
additions.
Yeah.
So usually during the first week of the month, usually we're trying to get in and take the good movies and watch them right away, and then after that, it sort of calms down the last 3 weeks because usually the movies that are on we've usually seen already, or
In the summer,
they're
though,
usually
we
movies
don't
that
watch
are
much
reruns.
television as much in the winter. Really. I never just sit and watch television. I'm always doing something while I'm watching. Anyway, Larry School Brown was also mentioned as a top school, one of the top 2 schools in the country, according to the New York Times. I think that's interesting, too.
Hey, Dad.
And they really were very smart in taking Larry.
Can I
He's
hold it
really
now?
great. He's doing
Mom.
just like a real
Can I
real
hold it now?
college.
Well,
Yeah,
I
let
am.
Larry hold it.
I am?
Cherry Hill College.
Hey, let Josh hold it.
Josh, that's not Josh. Jerry, that has a problem.
He said, he said, no, wait, he said, let Larry hold it.
Too bad. Too bad. I'm taking over. Okay. Who wants to talk now?
Ask Dad a question.
Is it going?
Ask Dad a question, Josh.
Okay. Well, what should I ask Dad
I
about?
think that if you would like to go and work for Channel 8, which is the local access TV station for our cable viewers here in Long Meadow, Josh, you would learn to become an interviewer and learn to ask good questions, as well as become a good listener, rather than just sitting passively as a boob in front of the boob tube. Is that correct, Josh?
What did you say, Dad?
Yeah, but this next few weeks is going to be a change in Josh's future, because he's going to apply for a position on the school newspaper, and I'm sure the newspaper is never going to be the same, because
Oh.
it's going to have increased quality as a result of
We also
Josh's
have to mention how
contribution.
great Josh is doing in school now.
Josh is doing very well in school.
His marks have been really
His marks
amazing.
are fine. His
Really good.
attitude is good, and now if he can just get some extracurricular activities, he will have a very good all-around
And
experience.
Andy's getting great grades. Didn't you get
Andy
an A
is
in
doing
everything?
very well as a junior
He's
in
doing great.
high school. Both of them, and Josh
I'm
and
really
Andy, are
proud.
breaking the budget, getting all these A's, and it's costing me a lot of money.
Oh, we don't mind.
But that's fine. No problem with
Each
that.
A.
Right.
So you can make it more if you want to.
Soon Andy, with all the money that he's making from academics, his paper route, and from his job,
I don't believe it. Somebody
will
can
be
say
the treasurer of the family.
They just for going to school that Andy knows.
Instead of going to a private school, that's why.
That's amazing.
Who's that?
Oh, you don't know.
Are you implying that if you want us to pay you to go to school?
Why not?
Josh, the thing is shaking.
I'll give you a break. I'll give you
Josh
a
is doing imaginative camera work here.
Hey Josh, forget it. If you keep doing that, then I'm gonna have to take the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
All right, can I have the camera, please?
Now, I think
Are we
that we
finished?
have had our taping session, and I think it's now time for the local
Discussion.
family to sign off
Uh-huh.
from another taping session.